At what point should you start building your own home computer lab? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. My name is Zach, and this is IT Career Questions. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos before, I answer all of your IT career questions, and this week, Charles Owens asks, what point should I start building my own computer lab? And that basically wasn't exactly what the question was. He's trying to get some certifications, and he wants to know when he should start looking into making his own lab. When should he start buying components, and what should he do? And the other part to that was, will employers view this as experience? So the first part of this is, for a home lab, you can use any computer you want, and you can do a VirtualBox, and I've talked about this in previous videos before, where you can run your own server. So you can set up, any Windows server that you want. You can set up Linux on any computer that you have with VirtualBox. So you can pretty much virtualize any type of server environment that you want. So you don't really need to spend any money there. That's all free. They offer lots of free tools to do things just like that. There are also a lot of other free tools out there, and I know that you are going to get tons of comments below with this video on different websites that actually offer virtualized labs for networking, because they are out there. I'm not going to link to anything specific because I know that a lot of my subscribers are going to link many different things, and I personally have not used any of the virtual labs that are out there for networking, so I cannot give you a very good resource for some of these virtual labs. So go ahead and check the comments in a couple days, because I know there will definitely be a few virtual lab suggestions for networking, and that'll mainly be for like the Cisco stuff. They definitely are out there for the Cisco stuff. You can also, go on Craigslist or eBay, and you can buy some really cheap Cisco switches or HP switches, and definitely learn some stuff there. And that does help. I mean, you can definitely buy really cheap switches that are pretty much broken. And when I say broken, they do work, but they probably only have like 2 ports that work out of like a 24 port switch. But that's fine. All you really only need is like 2 ports anyway, just to do some testing and configuration. And then you can pretty much go about your way and learn. So that's a really cheap and efficient way to set up your home environment. You don't really need to spend a ton of money on buying a bunch of equipment. All the equipment that you need to buy is going to be through Craigslist or eBay or used. You don't have to spend a ton of money because there's really not a lot of equipment out there to buy. The switches are going to be the most expensive thing out of any home environment that you are going to need to buy. And like I said, you could buy really cheap ones that are pretty much broken but work in some functionality. They'll definitely do the job for you. And usually, sometimes you can pick them up for $50, $100. You can actually contact a lot of businesses around you, school districts around you, and sometimes they, throw these things away. And maybe you can say, hey, I'm, studying for my CCNA, I'm studying for my Network Plus, I'm, going to school to get my networking degree. Do you guys have any extra switches or broken switches that you guys are looking to get rid of? Because I'd really like to, tune up my networking skills, and maybe you'll get lucky and they'll give you a switch. This does happen. It's happened at my job. It's happened at previous jobs where people just call up and ask you that, and we do have stuff like that we do get rid of, and you get lucky. So try that before you go out and spend any money. You don't really need to spend money because you can get stuff for free. So that's awesome. So the next part of your question was, do employers see this as experience? Yes and no. Basically, the employers are seeing this as your word versus nothing to validate your word, basically. So if you really did learn on your own and they ask you questions and you can answer them, then maybe that will be beneficial for you. But if you're just kind of blowing smoke up their butts, well, then obviously that's not going to work for you. But sometimes, just saying that you've done this stuff on your own and you've learned on your own, it doesn't really hold its weight sometimes when you don't really have the actual physical experience on your resume, meaning like you've never worked in a job you've actually done any of this stuff in. You've just, done it at home. You've taught yourself all these things, but you've never actually applied them in a business world. So there's, pros and cons to that. So sometimes it definitely helps to say that you've learned it on your own. You can definitely boost up yourself as much as you can during your interview and tell them how much you actually learn on your own and how much time you spend on your own researching new and great technologies, and how much you spend, maybe researching one specific technology and, spend X amount of time doing that one specific thing. So there are ways to actually, make your learning at home very beneficial to you. So it could work for you. So I hope this kind of answered your question. This is kind of like a quick video maybe. So if this doesn't answer your question, I apologize. If you have more questions or want to maybe leave more comments below, I'm more than happy to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I greatly appreciate it. Please leave any more comments, suggestions, and if you have any IT career questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy.